Boom. Welcome to Instant Reaction. It's the Blue Jay Banner post-game show after a big, huge win over St. John's, 104-76. Please join us. You can jump in at any time. Just go to bjbinstantreaction@gmail.com. We'll send you a link. You can jump in and join the fun. While you're watching this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. It helps us out a lot. And we're going to kick it right off with Coach's Corner. Assistant coach Jeff Vanderloo joins us. Hi, Coach.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm so happy I got you in the bracket, and you're all smiles now, and everything's hunky dory.
Yeah, it's so important to be in that bracket in January. You know, that's what everybody wants to be there.
It is. Just ask those Providence fans who've been screaming at me for the last 2 days. God, my Twitter's blowing up. They somehow think I don't know. They somehow think they're a top 4 seed.
Well, as you well know, those Providence fans scream at us when we go there too. So
yeah, I made the comment. I made the comment as one guy called me a clown. I would expect nothing less from your fan base. He goes, "We have a great fan base." I'm like, okay, here we go. Anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day. Great effort tonight. I mean, we got to start out Xavier Yates, man. I wanted that fourth one to go down, baby.
Yeah, that would have been so nice for him. He's a good kid, and he does a really good job. And where he really does a good job is when we play against post guys that are pick and pop fours or pick and pop fives. He's so effective at that. He's a really good shooter.
Yeah, I heard him on the radio on the way home, and he said that he's gonna be Nungy again like he was the last time, and boy, that fits his role perfectly.
Yeah, that's if we could get about what do you suppose? Get about three more inches on him and another 50 pounds. But no, he does a good job, and he's a really good kid. We enjoy every minute of him.
Huge deal for me tonight. I mean, Soriano's been so good. Only 3 games he hasn't had a double-double. Man, for a good chunk of that deep into the second half, he had 8 points and 4 rebounds. He gobbled up some more rebounds. He still didn't get his double-double, but great job of taking. He likes that mid-range jumper, and a great job by Kalk and everybody else to take that away from him tonight.
Yeah, Ryan's been known to kind of shut some people down, so it was just a pretty steady night for him in the way he did things. We were a little bit worried going into the game that those guards coming around that corner might give us some trouble. And early they did make some shots coming off of that pick and roll, and throwing that pocket pass back to Soriano's. They've been very effective with it. But Ryan's a first class defender. There's no doubt about it.
You don't have to comment on this, but I think Coach Anderson had him. He wanted to get that double-double, man. He's in there against our walk-ons, and he was still trying.
I'll be quiet.
I'm like, wow, that's dangerous. You don't want somebody to get injured in one of those situations.
I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
Coach,
absolutely.
I know you're not on the message boards or anything, but the reason that I was upset that the starters are still in there, and why I was so excited that Xavier Yates was hitting threes, is there was a guy on the message board who said he'd pay Tim $100 for every game Creighton won by 30.
Okay.
Do you remember that, Tim?
I do. I know who that was too.
Yep.
I happen to know him, but I wasn't even thinking about that. But
I was thinking
Xander
about it the
hits
whole
one
time.
more, and I've got $100.
Yeah.
That last one goes. You're a rich man.
Yeah.
Boy, we talked a little bit at the last game about this, but going way back, I mean, it was easy to see. Even that last game in Maui, and then obviously the Texas game, the Nebraska game, it was easy to see Ryan wasn't himself. The same way with R2 over a stretch of games. It was easy to see, even though there wasn't really much talk about it, it was easy to see there was something up there. It wasn't a huge difference, the Butler game. And then again tonight, man, when Ryan's playing like that, he just makes this team go.
Such a factor. He's such a factor, and then offensively, he's also such a factor. You know what I mean? He's making baskets at like a 76% clip, and I actually think we maybe should throw it in there a little bit more to him, because anybody can make him at 76%. You probably need to get him the ball a few more times.
Yeah, and R2 got it going against Butler, and R2 had it going again tonight, man. Really pushing that pace. St. John's really had a tough time, especially with Alexander out of their lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when they add Posh and we go to their place, it'll be a whole different game. And there's no question about that. They're they can really crank up the heat on you, and they did crank the heat even a few times on us tonight, bringing the ball up and getting pressuring us a little bit. And but it's just always nice to have Kalkbrenner there as an outlet, whether it's down at the block or whether it's up top. He's such a factor at both ends.
Yeah, and I think they actually had a better shooting lineup out there tonight with the lineup they started, and they were knocking down some threes. First start the game.
That's Max said the pregame once we found out who was starting. He said that, guys, this is probably their best shooting lineup that they have. And Storr came in and made a bunch of shots. He's going to be a good player, freshman. What do you have? 20? He had 23, which he really shoots the ball, leaves his hand nice. And then David Jones is a good scorer for him too. We remember him a lot from DePaul. And Soriano can score, and Wasu was scoring off that pick and roll early.
Yeah. Well, the other huge stat of the night is only 7 turnovers, and that's the lowest total any team has done against St. John's this year. That was a tremendous effort, and I heard the scout team was really raking at those balls on Monday to kind of stimulate what St. John's does.
Yeah, the scout team was getting after him on Monday, especially, and the starting guys, they didn't really they weren't appreciating all that the scout team was giving them. So it was kind of fun. Maybe practice wasn't as good as Mac quite wanted it, just because of that fact. The scout team was playing very well. We were turning the dang ball over. So now that being said, we went through about an hour of scout team. Go ahead and hack those guys every chance you get, just to get them into the mindset.
Oh, hey, gets it ready. Was Trey okay tonight? He came out early, went back in the tunnel. Was he all right? Is everything okay with Trey? He played pretty well.
As far as I know, everything was fine. He got that first foul early, and then, but yeah, he was fine. I think he ended up playing 27 minutes there, just 3 seconds under 27, and he was 5 for 10.
He had that J going again.
Yeah. Yep. So it's when we get his jumper going all the time, and then now our 2 chips in tonight, we're starting to look like people thought we were going to look.
Yeah. And another nice night off the bench by Fred.
Yeah, Fred's. I think Fred's starting to figure things out, and and it's hard, especially to come in as a freshman. You're used to playing all the time. And he has those 3 games in a row when Kalk's out, and then it went down to like 2 and 3 minutes and 2 and 3 minutes. And that's hard. It's hard. I mean, we understand that it's hard, but it's something he just has to deal with. And I think he's starting to get it all figured out. Tonight he played 13, and we'd like to keep him right around 10, I think, is the number we always shoot for. But, if Kalk gets in foul trouble or funny things start happening, Fred plays more.
Yeah. And then early on in the game, St. John's is hitting some tough shots, but Arthur Kaluma, just energy machine, crashing the boards and getting his hand on passes. And it's times like that when you can really see how much potential he really, really has. He's had some games where he's had a rough go of it, but when he's just active and cutting and slashing, he looks great.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's brought that energy, I would say, probably since Christmas time.
Yep.
We've been very happy with Art's play. Every now and then he'll try to do a little too much offensively, but he's I guess that was one of the big things that surprised me when I looked at the stat sheet, that he only had 5 rebounds, because I thought he was real active on the glass tonight, making some things happen.
He's going to do it. He's getting so close to stealing that inbound after a made basket. He's getting so close.
Well, I remember
he likes to hang in there.
He had that one against Providence in the Big East tournament last year where he just took it and put up a 3 and drilled it. Yeah. So he's done it before. He's going to do it again.
Yeah, that's and as long as it doesn't cost us at the other end, it's certainly fine.
Well, Coach, I gotta say, I didn't know on a Wednesday night it was kind of cold today and late start. Crowd was great tonight.
I thought the crowd was good. I thought somebody told me a little over 17,000 there, and that's a good night. I would guess Saturday pretty much be sold out. They said there was a few seats left, but I would guess it'll be sold out come Saturday. That pick out, people love that. It's a great cause, and We've raised tons and tons of money for that cause.
Absolutely. That's the important thing. Yeah, I can just tell by the number of people that ask me for tickets for Saturday. I can tell that there's a lot of people looking
You
for
got
tickets.
extra tickets?
I might have actually.
Dang, I'm going to have to start going your direction.
Yeah, I'm kind of a broker.
Okay.
I was sitting in the whoop-de-doo seats tonight, Coach. I had nice seats tonight. Yeah. So obviously, so much going on. Pink Out's just an enormous event, like you said. But then you couple that with we're on CBS, baby. We're on big CBS
Yeah,
Saturday.
same two announcers as tonight.
That's odd.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the game, but anyway, they got to spread their announcers out. But then, okay, so that, and then couple that, first place Xavier coming to town. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't get any bigger.
No, it'll be a huge game, and we have to come out with a little bit more intensity than we came out with tonight. There's no question about that. But I thought scoring was coming easy for us tonight for the most part, and it maybe defensively what we had a little hard time cranking it up. Where honestly, scoring was coming easy for them, or also early in the game. So and then we finally started clamping a little bit better.
Were you mildly surprised? I mean, Xavier was up 15-17 in the first half against UConn. UConn made a run, then Xavier pulled away, and then it obviously got very close at the end. I was pretty surprised. I thought UConn would come out and take care of home court, but no dice.
Yeah, that speaks so highly of Xavier. They're a good team. That starting lineup they have, those five guys are that's a big time group. They could do some damage in the NCAA tournament.
When you break down, like when you look at those two, okay,
mm-hmm.
It's 1A and 1B. How do you see them? Those two teams?
I think Xavier's starting lineup, there's no weak links there. There's nobody that can't score and play defense, and UConn's got a couple guys that don't score great. So it's a little easier maybe guard in that I think they came out tonight and didn't guard Jackson, if I'm correct. Xavier. Jackson shoots about 6 times in the first 3-4 minutes of the game there. And it really honestly once guys stop shooting, then you can take that extra guy and put him in there on Sonogo, and it just creates a lot of problems.
Yeah. I mean, it is, and he shot the ball better this year than he has in the past.
No doubt. What an athlete!
But man, you got to be all over Hawkins. That dude is something else.
We always say he's a first round pick, and tonight in the locker room when we were watching the game, we were saying he's a lottery pick.
Yeah.
So he's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the keys? Obviously a nail biter the first time you played them in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. What are the keys against Xavier on Saturday?
Well, you got to figure out a way to they play the two big guys, and you got to be able to keep them off the glass. And Kobe Jones is also pretty effective in the glass, with the glass. But that's a lot of it just depends on how you're going to play those two big guys. You're going to put your center on Fremantle, or you can put your center on Nunji, and then from there, how do you plan on dealing with the other one? Because both of them can kind of shoot the three a little bit. Sure. They're both effective down by the rim, and they're both super effective on the glass. So if both those two guys were all conference, I would certainly say, probably deservingly.
Yeah. Now, I don't want you to give anything away, but the first game you had Kalk on Fremantle.
Correct.
I think Fremantle hit a couple early, kind of got it going, but then the rest of the game he was pretty shut down.
Right. So it's it's one of those things. We'll switch it back and forth, but yes, we definitely started out with Kalk on Fremantle. That's what we did last year. I think the second game, and we've had some luck with that. Now that could all change tomorrow morning at 10:30 when we sit down and meet again.
Yeah, and then Baylor goes on Nunji, right?
Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Baylor might have guarded him a little bit. Yeah, because Art's a little more athletic. Chasing Jones around maybe a little bit. Trey can guard Jones also.
Yeah. Right. Lou, look who joined us. Look who finally joined us. Mr. Ross Ferrini.
Oh man, my night is made.
Lou,
What's up,
feels
Roscoe?
feels good scoring 100+ points, doesn't it, bro?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. How many times have we ever scored 100 in conference? You guys know?
Ooh, that's a
That's
great
a good
question.
question.
That's
Yeah.
probably a Rob question, isn't it? I'll bet we'll have the answer on that tomorrow.
I bet you Rob probably will tweet that out here in 5 seconds.
Do you know of any? Do you know of any off the top of your head?
Not really that I can think of. I mean, I can think of a few 100-point games, but none just in conference since we've been in the Big East, especially.
We
Yeah.
maybe, I want to say maybe we had one at some point against St. John's too.
Mhm.
Just because I'm trying to think, they're the one team you would probably think because they play such an up tempo.
Right.
They would be the one team I would think of,
Right.
that probably did it.
Yeah, but in the Big East Conference to score 100 in a game, that's big time.
Maybe if Ross would have hit some shots in that Villanova game in Philadelphia that year, maybe, we would have got to 100.
Ross is the Godfather, man. He just gets us over 75.
I wasn't on the team then, man. I
That's right.
I was never a Big East guy. We were Valley only.
I
Yeah.
get you so mixed up, Ross.
That's how old I am.
Yeah, right. Well, Lou, yeah, we're looking forward to Saturday. It's just going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. Great chance for us to pull within one game of first place. And thanks for joining us. I'll make sure you get that bracket on Sunday night. All right.
I that's what I'm waiting for. That's going to be the highlight of my week, seeing our name in there.
Lou, how's Sioux City East doing this year? And your brother Raz?
Right now, they're undefeated. They play Bellevue West next week.
Oh, wow. That'll be a great game.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's at Bellevue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I believe it's the night we leave for Georgetown on the 31st.
Oh, okay. So you can't make it.
Right. But yeah, should be a good game. They played at the Creighton team camp this summer, and it was a good game down to about 4 minutes, and Bellevue pulled away.
Yep.
Yep.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right, Coach. I'll make sure when I send you that bracket, I'm gonna make sure I leave Creighton off it just to get you going.
Come on now, put them in italics or different color or something.
I just want to. My last bracket, by the way, people were kind of up in arms too, because I had Iowa I don't know what seed they were, 8, and they were in Des Moines, and I'm like, that's totally permissible. They're over 60 miles away. They can play in Des Moines.
Right.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Yep. Keep steering us to Des Moines. Anything you can do to steer us there, it's much appreciated.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I'll try and work that out. Thanks, Lou.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Lou.
Yep.
That's Jeff Vanderloo, assistant coach at Creighton, here on Instant Reaction. So, Ross, I gotta ask you, as a guy who used to come off the bench as the Godfather, what about Xavier Yates, huh?
You know what, Tim? I'm going to be honest. I had a lot going on tonight. I had my own Wednesday night hoops league. I didn't watch, but maybe more than 6 minutes of the game. I had heard that Xander was kind of going off, though I didn't get to see it. So it sounds like he hit 2 or 3 threes?
3 in a row.
Wow.
It was interesting because it was 89-61, I want to say, something like that. Okay. And we were sitting, there's 5 minutes left. And I said,
yeah,
we're gonna hang 100 on, right? All of a sudden we're the under 4 timeout, and it hadn't happened. And then boom, Xander gets one in the corner, nails it. Come down the next trip, nails another one, and then nails a third. So he hit 3. So that put us over, we were over 100, and comes down the fourth with a great look, and it just didn't go down. The whole crowd was just like going nuts.
That's awesome.
That would have been 12 points. Like somebody would have said, wow, that made our bench scoring look really great.
Yeah, no, that's good for him. That's a cool deal. Yeah, it's interesting. Xander's a pretty darn good player. I know the coaching staff thinks pretty highly of his game, and I think he's kind of one of those kids that could probably play at a lot of different places at the mid-major and low major level. So he's a heck of he's a talented kid to have as a walk-on, that's for sure.
He actually got to go on the radio tonight after the game.
Oh my God, that's awesome! Good for him.
Yeah. This is Instant Reactions to the Blues Banner post-game show. Thanks for joining us. We just had Coach Lou on. Great discussion there. I want to mention our sponsor, Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. 2 great area location, West Pacific Dental Group, with Dr. Robert Hogan, who I was in a totally different section than I normally am, so I was right in his section tonight. So I got a chance to speak to Dr. Hogan and his lovely wife, and also Infusion Brewery. Yes, home to the Let It Fly. Here we go. I had a couple of these at the game tonight. Really cool thing for Saturday, if you haven't heard. Let It Fly has printed up the same can except with pink tint on it for Saturday's
Nice.
Pink Up. Yeah. So you got to go and get one of those as like a souvenir, man. They're really cool. I was sent a video and showed her brewing them and making the cans and all that. Very cool. So that's Infusion Brewery with the Let It Fly beer, the Let It Fly lager, and make sure to get one of those Saturday. Crack one. I don't know, 9:30, I guess.
So
Can't
how
drink
was
all day. Can't drink all day if you don't start early.
Yeah, it's an early pregame on Saturday. There's no doubt. Which, it's kind of like you never know. Obviously, when the schedule comes out, you never know how it's going to shake out with some of the teams and where they'll be at. You might have maybe an idea. I mean, I think everybody kind of looked at that Villanova night game, which is next Saturday, and said, okay, that's going to be our big home game, or maybe even that UConn one the game after. But it turns out that this is the biggest one of the year, and it's the earliest start. So just kind of
Yeah.
is what it is. Still be fun.
Yeah, and Andrew Catalan, and Steve Lapis will be doing the game. Lou just told us again on Saturday for CBS, but that's on big CBS. That's not on CBS Sports. That's on local
Yeah,
channel
I would
3 here.
hope.
So
Yeah.
that's a huge deal for Creighton. It's just like when you're on Big Fox. It's a huge deal. Huge, like when we're on ESPN for the Maui tournament. It's just incredible promotion of Creighton and Creighton's university and Creighton's basketball team. So it's just a huge deal. And now, we're against team. We were hoping that we could work it out where maybe we could be in first place after that game Saturday. That won't happen. However, we could certainly move to one game out of the lead
Yeah.
and certainly strengthen our NCAA position as well.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a good reminder to people just in general that it's a really long season. Like a lot of teams, you look around, a lot of teams go through few game losing streaks. Now, did our losing streak last probably a little bit longer than everybody, anticipated? Yes, but we're starting to really hit our stride. I think I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, and I'm really kind of bullish on where this team's at, and the rest of these last kind of month and a half, 2 months here, and yeah, we've still got a chance to, quite frankly, we still got a chance to win the league. I mean, I'm just gonna say
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
It's which is crazy to think about after kind of the 6-6 start and everybody falling off the bandwagon. I mean, I still think this team's got a big shot to finish first or second.
Right. Think about it. If we just win all the rest of our home games and don't lose to any of the bottom six, that's only one potential loss at Providence. So, I mean, yeah, we're right there. We're right there to win this league. Absolutely.
How did you get a chance to look at some of the other scores tonight?
Yeah, we were. I was in the whoop-de-doo seats tonight, so I had Lexus Club. So we were in the Lexus Club. The place was packed. Everybody was watching the end of the UConn Xavier score game.
Oh, wow.
It came down to the final possession. Horrible possession by UConn at the end. They got nothing out of it, and real shocker. I mean, Ross, it was a total domination in the first half by Xavier.
Yeah.
We left an establishment downtown, and it was 57-42. Okay, and we walked over to CHI, got an Alexis Club, looked at the TV, and like 10, 15 minutes later, Xavier hadn't scored. And UConn made a great run, cut it to 1. Then Xavier spread it out, got up by 11, and then back came UConn again and closed it down to a one possession game at the end. It was quite the game.
Yeah, I just don't. Xavier's good. Don't get me wrong. I think maybe everybody collectively, like nationally, is not giving Sule Boom enough credit. I mean, he's been a godsend for them. I mean, he's just been so good for them. Because I look at that roster and I'm like, yeah, they're good. They're not they're not out of control. Like, quite frankly, I like Marquette. I think Marquette's a better team than them. I don't know why. I just think Marquette is a little bit more well-rounded than them. But I don't know. Maybe Xavier keeps proving me kind of wrong. So, hopefully we can kind of knock him down a peg on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, that was the interesting conversation we had when we were watching that. Hey, who are you more worried about here? Marquette, Providence, Xavier, UConn. We're just going back and forth and back and forth. And some people who were just bystander jumped into our conversation like it was back and forth. And someone said, yeah, Marquette. I mean,
yeah.
Again, I think Marquette's kind of had the better go of it. Like, they've gotten played a couple of teams at home already, of the tougher teams in the league. They're going to have to go on the road now and see what happens here.
Yeah, I just think Marquette's roster is just really well-rounded. I think they've got shooting, they've got scoring, they play hard, they've got length, they defend at a pretty high clip. Obviously, they have my affinity for Tyler Kolek as a point guard. I think they just have a fantastic point guard that runs the show. I'm with you. I think the team to beat, obviously the record says it's Xavier, but I don't know. I just have a feeling with a week or two left, I think Marquette's going to be at the top there. And I think I still think we've got a shot to be right there to win the thing at the end too.
Well, the deal is with Marquette, here's their next 5 games: DePaul, Villanova, Butler, UConn, Georgetown.
Wow.
They've got 4 of the bottom teams. And frankly, UConn actually is in 6th place right now. UConn would be playing Wednesday night if the tournament started tomorrow.
That's just
which is incredible.
Insane. That's insane.
I think also UConn's schedule flips around now. They've had a tough go of it here. Like, their schedule flips around now. They've got DePaul, Georgetown, then they have Marquette and Creighton back to back, which is going to be tough. But then they turn around and play Seton Hall, and then at the end of the year they go St. John's, DePaul, Villanova. So they've got a buffer at the end of the year. So, but now with 6 losses, I think they're just, there's no chance for them obviously to win the league. They're probably going to be fighting to get out of Wednesday night right now. Really, I mean, that's all they can do.
Yeah, I'd be curious where I should look up where kind of Justin Moore is in his getting back. Like I said, I still like
I'm hearing he's not coming back.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I still really like a lot of those Villanova pieces. Like we kind of said, I didn't anticipate them missing Colin Gillespie as much as they have. But man, I'm kind of fearful, Tim, that everybody's starting to kind of lump Villanova in this bucket of like, oh yeah, we'll go 2-0 against Villanova, and it's like,
oh yeah, no,
I don't know. I wouldn't
say that, but
yeah, I still think they've got some really nice pieces, but it's a weird year. Like, I really look at all of these rosters, and I think that's why when we talked to Mac on Monday. And I kind of brought that up. I like a lot of these pieces on almost all of these rosters. I like St. John's has some really talented kids. They've just been so inconsistent. I just don't know. I don't know going forward at like
they were without Posh tonight.
But still, I just going forward with Mike Anderson. I don't know. Like, it was supposed to be this kind of 40 minutes of hell stuff, mantra that they've wanted to hang their hat on, and they really just play bad defense. They go for a lot of steals, and they give up a lot of points. I mean,
yeah, they play terrible defense tonight at times, and there's times in the second half it almost looked like they were disinterested when it got to be 20 points. I mean, Nimhart just went to the hole one time. Nobody was even remotely around him. Just quickly before we get to Easton, who's joined us. So Xavier 9-1, Marquette tied for second, 8-2. Marquette and Providence tied for second. Then we're in fourth, 6-3. Then there's a gap of 2 games to Seton Hall 5-5, UConn 5-6, Villanova 4-5, a tie between St. John's and DePaul, and then 3-8 Butler and 1-9 Georgetown.
So Butler's 3-8, but I saw it earlier that Butler's point differential is now worse than Georgetown's.
Georgetown has played some close games. They
really have.
They
Yeah.
played a close one. Was it Villanova on Martin Luther King Day? Yeah, they played a
Yep.
close game with Villanova. They've had some close games, so they've been close. You wonder if now they get this one win, if things will kind of maybe click for them. But we'll just have to see. Hey, Easton, welcome to the show. What you got for us?
Hey Tim. My first thing I kind of want to put out there, my player of the game will go to Xander Yates, putting us over 100 points. And what did he have? 9 points? I don't. I think it was like 9
points.
exact.
Yep, 9 points.
9
Yep.
points. That's my player of the game from the night because I think it's pretty easy to give it to anybody else when we blow out St. John's like 30. So, yeah, that's my first point. And another second point is I want to make is how the hell did St. John's beat UConn on the road? I don't see it.
And they beat him handily on the road.
Yeah, I don't know how St. John's look terrible.
I
And
think
they have good
that's
players,
more
too.
a
I don't
reflection of how UConn's playing right now. They've lost 6 of 8. Just something's going on over there.
Yeah.
I thought they looked good tonight, though. I think that they struggled at the beginning, but they just couldn't get over the hump.
Oh, they played tough the first 8 minutes. I mean, they were hitting a lot of shots. God, they were on fire from the outside. They made some tough shots too. But yeah, you mentioned Xander. I mean, oh my God. So he had 9 points. Okay. Off the bench. Well, Fred had a nice night. He had 7. So that, yeah.
So did he have the most off the bench tonight?
Yeah, he had. Well,
Wow.
Xander had 9. Oh, easily, yeah, easily the most points. Farabella had 5. Miller had 2. Fred King had another solid night, 7 points. Sharif
I
had
love
2.
Fred. God, I love Fred.
Ben had 2 free throws, and Sammy got a putback, so he had 2 points too. So yeah, one of our better productions off the bench actually. We were discussing during the game, and I want to hear what Easton says about this. Farabella must lead the country in shots that go in and out.
Oh yeah, it's just insane. Dude can't. I mean, Dude can't catch a break shooting the ball, but I mean everything else he's been really good.
Yeah,
especially defensively. He's in his spots.
The only thing I can say is he puts a lot of spin on his shots. You know how you see some guys and the ball barely tumbles as it's going out when they hit it. He has a lot of spin, and maybe he's just got to air too much. So if it's not perfect, it's going to spin out because of the spin of the basketball. I'm just being real technical there, but I mean, that's the only thing I can think of because those shots look really good when he lets them go. I mean, they really do. But again, like you said, Easton, he's really hustling on defense, trying to play a good job defensively.
Yes. Yeah, and then I've seen this on Twitter tonight. Do you consider? I know I love Reef. I love the kid, but I don't know. Do you take a shot with Ben over Reef right now? Because offensively, I don't know if Reef is going to be much better than he already is.
No, because Reef's been there, done that, and Ben's looked a little shaky the last couple of games when he's got in. He looked a little better tonight. He was more in control tonight. But you know, Max likes trust, and he's going to trust Reef to be out there. But again, he's not going to get that many minutes, so it's not a huge issue.
Yeah, I just find it hilarious how a walk-on just comes in and just outscores the whole bench tonight. That's just one of those things. Like, what? It's crazy. But I'm really happy for this game on Saturday. I think it's a huge opportunity to make a statement, and especially I think they have to win if they want any shot of the regular season title.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a 50-50 game. I believe we pull through. I just think we're on our groove now. We're hitting the right in the right moment. Like we're just coming all together, and I think we finally get that big win we've been looking for because Texas Tech and Arkansas have just fallen off, unfortunately. So we need that marquee win. So that's
absolutely. Hey, thanks, Easton. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So Ross, Soriano had doubled every game except 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it was deep into the second half. I mean, under 10 minutes, he had 8 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, we just did a terrific job. We took away that mid-range shot he liked. Hulk just battled him underneath. And then after a while, Soriano kind of like gave up the ghost, like, okay, I can't, I'm not going to be able to get anything done in here. He kind of had that attitude. Mike Anderson left him out there the entire game until about 50 seconds left. I mean, he was playing against Xander.
Not just him. He left Curbelo out there. He left Stores out there.
And Jones. Jones is out there too.
Yeah, and David Jones.
He left his whole team out there.
Against
but it was
Xander
clear.
Yates, Sammy Osmani.
It was clear he was leaving him out there because then he got some cheap rebounds and he got up to 9 rebounds. It was clear he was trying to get him one more, and it just never materialized. And we're sitting there going, boy, that's a dangerous game to play. You leave a guy out there when it's a 30-point game, and he could twist an ankle, and he's your dude. But luckily he didn't, and fortunately also he did not get the 10th rebound, so he did not get a double-double tonight.
Speaking about
a terrific
injuries,
job by Creighton.
I'm excited for worst call of the night.
Yeah, why don't you guys jump into it? I didn't really watch, like I said. So tell me.
Well, the worst call of the night was you not watching the game, Ross. That's number one. Number two,
I had duties. I told you.
Basketball.
I got my own leagues. I can't bail on my team, man.
Oh, I got it. This is an easy one tonight in a 30-point game.
I agreed.
Are you gonna? Flop on Baylor was horrible.
They called a flop on Baylor when he very clear there was contact. It wasn't a flop. Baylor got smoked in the face. Baylor got smoked.
I've seen some bad flop calls throughout college basketball the last few weeks, where it's like they're going. Like usual with a lot of things, they tend to go overboard where they're calling flops on things that are not flops.
Well, not only that, but I've seen them not call it on things that very obviously are flops.
Yeah. Yep. And they're hard calls. I get that they're hard calls.
Yeah, it's a bang thing. It's the same as a charge block,
right?
In certain scenarios, but that one was
so
really
the
bad.
play. Yeah, the play, Ross, was it was kind of back and forth real fast. We came down, scored. They got the ball, threw it out of bounds immediately, and ran down the court. And Baylor got back, and a guy was going right at Baylor, did a spin move, and Baylor anticipated it and just bowled into him and laid it in, and they called a flop. I mean,
that's crazy.
I've seen a lot of refs just let that go, not call anything, which I'd have been okay with.
There's a foul. There was a kind of funny way. I saw it kind of towards the end. There's probably maybe 5 or 6 minutes left. And Ade Wuso had a pretty hard foul on somebody. I think it was Art. Baylor found Art kind of cutting on the baseline and he had a pretty hard foul. And they called it and they picked up what the ref said. The ref calls it immediately.
He said that would have been a foul in any league in the country. Yeah, that was good. Because
Ade Wuso kind of like, of course, every kid that commits a foul never thinks it's a foul. And the ref said, like Zach said, he's like, he just snapped back at.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah. It picked it up. Yeah, it picked it up real clear on the broadcast.
The other one that was interesting that they checked for a flagrant.
Baylor got smoked in the face.
It was at the other end of the floor, but I think that guy got all ball, man. It looked like Baylor went, how when you block a shot and then the guy goes down? I thought he got all ball there.
I will tell you this, on the broadcast, he hit him clear across the face on the follow-through.
Okay. All right.
The announcers were shocked that there was no, flagrant one. Because he hit him pretty hard in the face. And Baylor was trying to dunk on him. I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, that was the one where Baylor went to dunk,
Yeah.
But
he got hit
I saw
pretty
that
hard.
play.
He got hit pretty hard.
The other one was in the first half when Art started bleeding.
Yeah, he got hit in the face as well.
He got popped big time when he went up for the layup.
Yeah.
That's what he said to the ref. He goes, I got popped in the nose. You're not calling it.
And that was before they even made contact with the ball. I mean, it's a clean block if you ignore him getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
If you ignore the important part.
Ross, you know how I love to talk about refs. This was the same crew that did the Iowa State game last night. Iowa State, Kansas State.
Okay.
Exact same crew.
How those things I don't get, but
Jim Breeding, Kelly Self did a Kelly Self was reffing when you were playing in the Valley.
I know. I recognize a lot of these faces,
Yeah.
but like I just don't know the names. I know Kip and I know John Higgins.
Yeah,
Here's
John
the other-
Higgins is the only one I recognize.
Here's the other ref note today. I think it was Jeff Anderson. Hurley called him, "You are an absolute clown show," and got teed up the last time.
I remember
this
that.
was the first night that he has reffed a Hurley game, and there was a point when Miller was really going after the refs, and then Anderson brought all together, and Hurley walked up there like a schoolboy, like just on his best behavior. It was like, oh boy, this is great theater. Providence just waxed Butler tonight.
It's becoming a common theme for Butler.
My demise after Butler fans have been on my case all week long. My God. Ugh.
Why?
Taking a beat.
Oh, you mean Providence fans?
Yeah, because I have them an 8 seed, and they're just incensed by this.
You said Butler fans. That was my confusion.
Oh, I'm sorry, Providence fans. No,
Okay.
They're just incensed by this.
I was gonna say, what are they on you about?
And here's the thing, like Bracket tells us we love feedback. We like interaction, and if you got a problem, we like to explain why we did X, Y, Z. Right? This guy is Oliver calling me a clown and all this, and he goes, "Well, Providence is ranked 23rd, so they've got to be a 6 seed."
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, dude, you do realize that polls don't have anything to do with it? And he goes, "Oh, they don't?" I'm like, oh, Jesus God, just help me.
I was reading the responses to a few of your bracket
Hilarious.
tweets. There was a good one
Hilarious.
that said, "You're a Vikings fan. I don't take anything you say seriously."
Oh, you know who that was? That was Dr. Robert Hogan who put that in
Oh,
there.
that's who that was?
He told me that tonight. He's like, "Did you see my tweet?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see it."
Sponsors
My
coming after you
favorite
now.
was the Providence guy who was arguing with me over Providence's, prowess. And he goes, there's 79 brackets, just like Lou did before he came on. He was ripped, by the way, Ross, he was ripping me because I didn't have Creighton in. I do have Creighton, and I just didn't send him the bracket this week, right? So he's ripping me, and he goes, this guy Providence goes, there's 79 bracket projects, and all but 7 have Providence at a 6 seed or better. So you're just totally garbage. And he goes, and then his next thought is, they're 39 in the net, 33 in BPI, and 31 in Kempon. That was his argument to me. And I said,
those are below a 6 seed.
Yeah. I said 39 is a 10 seed, 33 is a 9 seed, and 31's an 8 seed. So thanks for making my point for me. And then he got all, "Oh, those are outliers. Look, that's not the way it works." I go, well, "You're the one who said it's the way it works."
Tim, I don't even know why you even waste your time going back and forth with these people with like
Because it's great
followers.
interaction. It's great interaction, and it creates interest, and it creates followers, Ross.
There you go.
All publicity is good publicity.
There you go, Ross. Come on, you're a PR guy. Come on, buddy.
There you
You
go.
you wouldn't be called the Godfather. You got to build that up.
There.
That was the worst call. Yeah, Baylor's spin move. Unsung here tonight, I think, was Fred, huh? Well, Xander, but Xander was almost a hero.
Yeah.
Fred, I just thought Fred gave us great minutes again. That
Yeah.
one play where it just looked like he had no chance for it, just ripped it out of Soriano's hand and went back up and laid it in. The crowd went nuts. I mean, great crowd too.
Fred's gonna be good.
Juice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said Fred's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
good. He's already good.
Yeah, it's already good. Kalk, I thought, played going against one of the better bigs in the league. I thought he just played a very steady, calm, controlled, disciplined, great word game. Just very impressed with how he played tonight. He didn't try and do too much. There was a couple times he could have taken it up, dished it out, got a better shot. I mean, he was just really good. Baylor was great. Baylor was back to his rebounding days today. I was shocked he only had 10 rebounds, seriously.
10 rebounds, 7 assists, I believe.
Yeah, and 17 points. I thought he had more rebounds. It seemed like he was on there for every rebound. And R2 was again, another great game tonight. Really pushed it. Trey had his mid-range. I mean, Ross, tonight, seriously, there were times tonight where that was probably the best basketball we played since Maui. I mean, I understand the competition. Understand the competition, but on the offensive end, we were cooking. I mean, that ball was moving, it wasn't sticking. Art played so under control tonight.
Yep.
So under control.
Yep, we actually just got a comment that said they would say Kaluma was unsung hero. It's just hard when you have a guy who do you have 12 points? Do you have the stats up right now?
I did. Hold on.
Yeah, I got
He had 14.
14? Yeah. It's just hard to give unsung hero to a guy.
Arthur 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great from the line tonight. Jays were great from the line tonight. My goodness. 81% from the free throw line tonight.
Farabello missed one, and then Kalkbrenner missed one, and then Fred? Are those
Kalk missed a couple.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Ryan.
Kalk was 2 of 4.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. Farabello missed one. Farabello got fouled on a 3 tonight, Ross. We haven't seen that all year.
He did also get fouled on a 3 in another game.
Oh, really?
Because he had shot 3 free throws coming into the game, and I can't remember him getting an and one. I feel like that's something.
He got fouled under the basket one time, but I could be wrong. The other thing, Russ. We discussed,
you want to know what? You want to know what it was? He missed the front end of a 1-and-1, I believe.
There you go. The other thing, Ross, was this is the lowest turnovers that St. John's has
forced. Yeah,
laid up for the team.
Oh, wow.
We only had 7 tonight. Yep,
and
we took care of
them unforced. There's that Baylor pass that went into the second or third row.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what Art was doing. He didn't even try and catch it. Like, I think if he would have jumped, he could have caught the ball.
There was
that ball. There
was a lob from R2.
That ball was whistled. That was right in front of me. That ball was fired, man. That had some steam on it. His old quarterback days.
Yeah, they don't bring that up enough on broadcasts.
Hey, Zachary, do you got you got some highlights we can run before we get out of here?
Yeah, give me 1 second to get those pulled up.
All right. So anyway, let's get everybody caught up. So I think it's 11:15 is the official tip time on Saturday.
Yep.
So everything that goes with the pink out, it's just an unbelievable event. And then obviously against one of the better teams in the country, Xavier. So this is just going to be a knockout game. Then afterwards, we'll be jumping on, I would guess, about 2 o'clock. We'll jump on with instant reaction. And get your thoughts on the big game. Just a huge win. Then we go to Georgetown after that, then? That's what Lou was saying?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a Wednesday night tilt.
And then I need screen share and Tim.
Oh, sorry, buddy. So that's a Wednesday night tilt, and then
Villanova at home.
Yeah, Villanova at home next Saturday. The Wednesday night tilt, my wife will be. That's right, my wife will be in Hawaii, so she won't get to see it, but she just loves the Bulldog in the car. It's her favorite thing to watch. And the Bulldog was in the car last night against DePaul. And did you see that it was Jack's birthday, the Bulldog for Georgetown? It was his birthday. They made birthday hats with his picture on them and handed them out to the crowd, all the 25 people that were there. It was very, very cool.
Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Jack. God, I thought St. John's made some tough shots early on.
They did. They absolutely did.
That 1-3 that I forget who made it.
It was Stores.
Oh, that was Stores, yeah. Oh, my word. There's Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor was confident tonight. He had a couple of those where he just shot it and just watched it. He knew.
Yeah, you see right here, Ross, the ball movement.
Yep.
It was just the ball never stuck with anybody for more than 2 seconds. It was moving the whole night long.
And that was another huge thing where when Art just makes up his mind to drive.
Yeah, he's more.
when he just goes
pump fake 100 times.
Great rebound there by Kalk in the first half. I got to tell you, I think this is a better team without Posh. Posh has not played well at all this year. I thought tonight they had a nice, especially when they brought Curabello in the game. Like, he came off the bench. He should have played more. He played a lot in the second half. But, I mean, when they have him on the floor too, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
No need to apologize to him.
No, I mean, shut up, Rob. Oh, you're something. I just thought their ball movement and their shot selection was pretty good tonight. St. John's, actually.
Yep. And they made some tough ones, too. Some really tough shots.
Yeah, because right here, 8 minutes ago, first half, it's still a 4-point game. It was still like, oh, boy. This isn't going to be one of those nights, is it? Nembhard was big from three tonight. Hit a couple of them. I think that was the one where he had his foot on the line now.
Yeah.
I called that right when he shot it. Here's the one Art. God, Art almost got a couple of them tonight after we scored on the inbound. He's getting so close. And this was like
jumps it so quick.
This was like, what are you doing? Yeah, that's not gonna work going against Kalkbrenner.
God, what a great pass.
Baylor's awful good.
Yeah. Yeah, Trey's shot looked great tonight.
Zach, do you remember the first half what I was kind of asking Lou about? Like, I thought Trey exited the game really quickly.
I don't remember seeing it.
And then he ran down the tunnel, and I thought, oh, is there something wrong here? But he came back later and, played great.
There were some like periods, like a couple minute periods where I just missed some stuff, so might have been one of those times.
I'm curious what the line's going to be Saturday.
Creighton's going to be favored.
I think we'll be favored by at least 3.
Yeah, I think it'll be the home court 3-4 advantage. Yeah.
I mean, KenPom has us as winning by 4.
Okay, that's probably pretty close then. I wonder what the under over will be though, if it because Creighton's been landing some overs now. I wonder if they will push it up to 160 because Xavier's been scoring at an incredible rate all season.
Yeah, 160 was going to be my guess.
It's hard to pound over at 160.
I know when they get to 160 because that's 4 points a minute. So yeah, it's great if you're raining threes, because you're getting 3 of those 4 points in one shot. But if you're not,
it's hard to get there.
Yeah, it's hard to get there, and especially what's really hard to get there is if there's no fouls, kind of like Georgetown and DePaul. Yeah, that was a great move by Ryan. Oh, my God.
That's another one where you can just tell that step is back.
Yeah. He had about 2 or 3 of those tonight.
Yeah. I'm still so impressed with Mason because he hasn't hit a lot of shots this season, but he hustles so hard for rebounds, dives on the floor. And
there was a spot right there. Kalk could have shot that, but he didn't. He got a better look.
We are currently second in KenPom and fouling, like second best team in the country.
These fouls
and not fouling.
Yeah.
Who was the other team? Was it somebody we played just recently? It was way up there too. Was it Xavier?
I think was Notre Dame number 1 in that.
There was a game I watched, and it wasn't Notre Dame. There was somebody else I watched that they were way up there as far as least fouls.
Purdue is number 1.
Purdue, okay.
Purdue, yes. Okay, there it was. Yeah, that's who it was.
And us, then Iowa.
Okay.
We're also one of the worst teams in the country at forcing turnovers, but that's kind of correlated with not fouling, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. How many St. John's have tonight? Seemed like we had a few tonight. I can look it up. St. John's had 12 turnovers. Well, that's not bad. Good night. This is the one. Mason, there's that one in the corner, and he took his time, and I thought, man, that's going down, but it did not. He just hasn't hit that three like he was earlier in the year. Yeah, this is that stretch where we really started to pull away. Look at him hedging that ball screen. That's down. I thought Baylor was going to get that ball earlier on that break, actually. I thought he was going to feed it ahead, but he never did. Still worked out. Yeah, here's one of the few times of the night. Yeah, about the 9-minute mark, they started to put some pressure on. I thought, you're down 20, and now you decide maybe it's time to ramp up the pressure. Seemed a little odd to me.
Yeah, I don't think we're probably for future opponents, full court pressing, we're probably not the best team to do that to. We've just got these guys Trey and Baylor have the size to see over everything, and Ryan's too good of a ball handler. Baylor's too good of a ball handler. Trey's we're not a very good team to press if you want to try that.
There's just too many guys who can get it and go.
Yeah, and I think that's why he probably didn't start out that way tonight. He didn't want to get that game going any faster than it's already going to be, Ben Schultzberg in the game, everybody.
He had 2 assists tonight. He had a really good pass to Fred that I'm sure is coming up.
And yeah, we said right there, we go, oh, sure, with 5 minutes left, you're up 20. Then Fran hits a 3. All right, here we go. It's Xander Yates time, isn't it? I think it is.
Oh, no, Ben had 3 assists. Yep, there's the first one.
These 3 barely hit the rim, Ross. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, they looked good at coming out of his hand.
I thought that fourth one was probably the best look he had, too. Yep, here we go again.
Yeah,
cross court.
Nice pass.
It's going too slow for me. I didn't even see it.
Oh.
That's all right.
No, that was
We're
Ben's
at
pass to Fred.
96 right here, and I'm like, we only got a minute 44. We're going to have to score 2 possessions in a row to get to 100. But no, Xander says, I'll take care of that.
Just relocates.
Step back. Down.
I've left him wide open. Man.
I'll tell you what, Xander seems like a guy to me that could play in a league like the Valley.
Did you not hear me earlier?
Oh, no.
I said the coaches really like him. I think he's the type of kid, if you go watch him at practice or something, yeah, he could totally be in that league.
Yeah.
He's he could play a lot of mid majors.
And there it is, 104-76. Jays win. Moving all alone in 4th place in the league. All right. Let's see. Other games that could affect Creighton tonight. Not really anything going on. West Virginia, right squarely on the bubble with Creighton. They had a big win over Texas Tech. Kind of game they kind of needed because they've been really struggling. So it was a must-win for them. Like I said, Northwestern, another win tonight. So that's 2 this week. I think they play like don't they play like 4 games in like 9 days because of the COVID thing?
Yeah, which is just
So they played
ridiculous.
Monday, they played tonight, and I think they play this weekend. So something to keep an eye on. But right now, I'd have to say Northwestern probably moved into the field over Oklahoma. They're probably that last team in.
Northwestern's pretty good. I don't even think Northwestern should be on the bubble. They're a pretty damn good team.
Well, I mean, somebody has to be on the bubble, you know.
Oklahoma, West Virginia.
Oklahoma's out. West Virginia's out. Who did I have? Creighton. Oh, that was the other oddity in the bracket. I had Creighton playing. Who did I have them playing? And then we were going to play North Carolina in the first game.
I would love that.
Ross, did you see this? We were talking about this game tonight. So apparently somebody on Twitter said something about, I hate Creighton with every, ounce that I have in my body. And it was an Alabama fan. And somebody was like, wow, what's this? What's this hatred of Alabama? Why is Creighton
because
an
of the
Alabama
NCAA
fan?
tournament game?
And then the guy puts the picture up and shows
Josh Jones. Yep.
hitting the arm as the guy shooting the shot.
Josh fouled that guy at the end, and they didn't call it.
Is that 2013? 2012. That was 2012, so that was before they played North Carolina.
That was the game before, yeah.
And then 2013 was Cincinnati, and then Duke.
Yep. Can't remember the year, but I remember I was at the varsity watching the game.
Yeah. Well, I remember North Carolina. They drew my permanent ire after the way their fans acted after that game. So.
Yeah. And then the day after we beat Alabama, I was on a local sports talk show in Alabama, right, talking about the game, and then we were kind of talking a little bit about North Carolina. And so we get down at the end of the game. Wow, thank you very much for being on, Tim. Da 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 da. I said, yeah, thanks for being on. Hey, I got one more thing. And they go, sure, what is it? And I go, you guys aren't going to come up here and poison our trees now, are you? And there was like a click.
You dog, Tim.
I thought that was a great line. That was a great line. Come on. That was right when it happened, the same year it happened, where the guy poisoned the Auburn tree. It was perfect. Perfect timing. Comedic genius. What can I say? All right. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, Ross mentioned this earlier. If you didn't see our Blue Jay Banner episode Monday, please do. We got Coach Mackel. We discussed a lot of different stuff. So it is well worth a listen. So make sure and check that out. Hit subscribe and like. Please do that as well. And then we just want to mention Bourbon and Blue Jays event, February 22nd. It's been confirmed. So we are going to be there. So make sure and put that on your calendar. We'll have more to come on that as well.
I do like
thanks
bourbon.
So much, guys. Yeah, well, there we go. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, everybody that listened tonight. And we will see you Saturday. Oh, baby, what a big game. Go Jays.
Go Jays.